Hi there, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making homemade dish soap. This is for hand washing dishes. This is not for the dishwasher. So let's get started. First of all, we're going to use half a bar of Zote soap. You can find this in your laundry section. If your laundry soap, this has several different uses to it. I used to be able to find it for 98 cents, 99 cents a bar. And it's now over $1, like maybe $1.50, $1.60 a bar. But you use half of this bar, grate it up. I have it grated up right here in a bowl, ready to go. You need 8.5 cups of water that I have heating up in my pan over here on the stove. You don't want to bring this to a boil, you just want to get it nice and warm. Also, we have 2 tablespoons of super washing soda and a teaspoon of salt in this container right here. We've got 2 cups of vinegar. You can use white distilled vinegar or you can use cleaning vinegar. I happen to have distilled white vinegar today. You need half a cup of lemon juice, which I have measured out right here. And you need half a cup of baking soda, which I have measured out right here. And then you're going to need some jars to put it in. These are jars that I save from my groceries. This is a pasta sauce jar. I have a coffee jar. This is glass. I don't save plastic jars for something like this, just in case. I don't know how heat safe these are, so you can let your dish soap cool off a little bit before jarring it. I have 4 jars over here. I don't know if I'll need them all, but these are the ingredients. So you need Zote soap, super washing soda, salt, vinegar, lemon juice, and baking soda. So let me bring you over here to the stove so we can get started. Okay, so now we're at the stove. My water is heating up, so I've got a metal spoon and just a little plate for a spoon rest over here. And what we're going to do, this is 8.5 cups of water that you want to heat up. Again, you do not want to bring this to a boil because once you add your soap in here and it boils, you will have a mess. If your soap will boil over the pan, make a mess. So you're going to take this by handfuls, this grated Zote soap. This is about half a bar. And you're going to put it in your hot water a little at a time. And you're going to melt this in the water. You're going to put a little bit in there. You're going to stir it up and let it melt a little bit. A little bit more in here. Look, it's all melted. I don't know if you can tip the pan a little bit so maybe you could see what it looks like. It's just flakes of soap floating around in there right now. But as it melts, you know, that's what we want, is we want to melt it. There is some suds forming. This soap does not lather up as much as like your store-bought liquid soap does, but it does the trick. And that's not what cleans your dishes. Lather doesn't clean your dishes. It's the ingredients that's in your soap is what's going to clean your dishes. If you find after you make this that it's just not for you, you don't like it as dish soap, this will clean many things. I've used this to mop my floors. It works great to wipe black smudges off your walls. My husband does mechanical type work for a living, and everything he touches, he leaves black smudges. And this, a damp rag dipped into your soap, it wipes right off. No problem. There's no scrubbing. Clorox wipes won't take it off, but this stuff will. So this has several different uses, and the Zote soap alone has several different uses other than just laundry or dish soap. I'm going to add some more soap in here. This isn't quite all the way dissolved yet, but I'm just going to put the rest in here. You just want to keep your pot at a nice extra warm temperature, but do not let it boil because you'll have a mess. Okay, so that's out of the way. Set that over there. So just gonna stir it up, and I will come back to you when this is all melted and ready for the next step. Okay, now we're back. This is melted all the way. Well, there's a couple little strands in there, but it's melted all the way. So now we're gonna add our washing soda and our salt. That's 2 tablespoons of washing soda and 1 teaspoon of salt. And it's in this container. And there's a couple little balls in here. Just kind of mash it up a little bit. Put that in here, and we're going to dissolve that. Now I've got my burner just under medium, between medium and then the next one lower than that. That's probably a good place to keep it once you get your water, heated up well enough. You do not let this boil. Okay, now I'm going to add my half a cup. Look at my book. My half a cup of baking soda. And we're going to stir that until these dry ingredients are all dissolved. Just keep stirring it and watch the pot. Make sure it doesn't boil. Now it's thickening up. The only camera device I have right now for making videos is my laptop, so I'm going to stop stirring for just a second. Let me turn my burner down. I'm not trusting it. So you can see what it looks like. It is thickening up. Let me pick up my laptop here so you can see. You can see that, and it's thickening up. See if I can put my laptop back down. Okay. So it's thickening up. So it should thicken up. Okay. Now we're going to add our 2 cups of vinegar. Again, this can be regular white vinegar or it can be cleaning vinegar. Just going to add that in. It's going to foam up a little bit. Add it slowly. Keep stirring it. I got my burner down on like a number 3. Pour this slowly in because it will foam up. See, it's all the way up to the top of my pan now. I probably should have used a larger pan. This vinegar is reacting to the baking soda and the washing soda. This is the second time I've made this, and I swear this is the same pan I used last time I made it, and I don't remember this happening. But as long as we keep it in the pan, that's all I care about. Now, it's really foamy if you can see my pan. You can see. Okay, I'm going to add the lemon juice. That is, again, 1/2 cup of lemon juice. The suds are starting to die down a little bit. It was just the reaction of that vinegar. So it's shrinking down again. That's a good thing. Okay, here's the lemon juice. And we're just going to make sure this is stirred up really, really super good. Turn our burner down. I'm on about 3 still. Now, when this cools, it will gel up like solid, not rock solid, but you'll be able to, put a spoon through it. But it's gonna gel up. I'll show you in a minute. I have a little bit from last time I made it, and I'll show you how gelled it gets in a moment. But this is ready to put into containers. But it's pretty hot, so I'm just going to turn the burner off and let it sit here and cool for a little bit before I put it into my jars. And I will pick my laptop up again and see if I can show you, just in case you can't really see from this angle. I have my laptop propped up on a pan that's upside down behind it, so so if you can see, it looks like this. It's got all this up, but it's definitely ready to put into my jars now. But I'm going to let this cool, and I will be back when it's cooled and ready to jar it. Okay, I'm back. This has been sitting here for about maybe 20 minutes. So it's still kind of warm, but I think it's going to be okay to put in my jars. And I've got a funnel here to make it a little bit easier. And I've got a plastic ladle that would be fine to use. This ladle is only used for soaps that I make. It is not used for food. Which I guess it wouldn't matter with this one because this is dish soap anyways. But so I'm going to put this in jar. Let me turn my camera a little bit so you can see the stove a little bit better. There we go. This is a salsa jar here. We're going to jar this up. I wouldn't put the lids on right away because even though these are jars where the seal's been broken on some, the heat will still create a vacuum and it might make it a little hard to get it open because it's just soap. So see how there's foam on top. Let's see here. Okay, so we're going to fill these jars like that. Fill the next jar. Now, if you're using canning jars, then you could probably just not really worry about letting it cool because they're canning jars. But these are not canning jars. These are spaghetti sauce jars and salsa jars and stuff like that I've saved. So I just want to make sure that it's not going to be too much of a shock to the glass jars and they end up breaking because that would be not good. So I'm going to finish filling these jars and then I'll get back. I'll come back as soon as I'm done filling the jars. Okay, so I got all my jars full. All these 4 jars are full, and there's a little bit left in my pan, maybe half a ladle full. I'll use that to wash my dishes tonight. Now, as you notice, it's separating. I think it's just because it's cooling off. Because I know that once, if you keep stirring it as it cools off, then it won't cool like this. It will cool totally mixed. I'll show you some that I've made in the past that I have a little bit left over. Move these out of the way. Now this is the canning jar that I put it in, and see, there's a little bit, I don't know if you can see a little bit of the liquid moving around in there in the jar there. I made this June 3rd of last year. I still use liquid dish soap that you buy in the store, but I also use this sometimes just to kind of make my store-bought stuff stretch. Plus, this is the second time I've made it, so this time that I made it was the very first time, and it was just to see, hey, does this work? Is it something that I would want to keep ingredients on hand to continue making? And yes, it is. So it cools, like it gels up. It's not liquid anymore. It's more of just like a soft soap. I don't know. So it's, but it's easy to, cut through with a spoon. And you just put a spoonful in your dish pan, and it will dissolve in hot water. It doesn't lather up very good, but again, it's the ingredients that is going to, make your dishes clean, the ingredients. But this is the consistency. It holds its shape when it cools. And this I made a little over a year ago, and it still works. But this is all I have left. That's why I'm making another batch, and that's why I wanted to come on here and make a video and share with you guys how to make this. And I hope you were able to make yourself some dish soap. I hope you like it. If you don't like it for dishes, then you'll be able to find other uses for it. Like I said, I mop my floors with it. I wipe smudges off the walls. It works great. It's a good cleaner to have around the house. So if you found this video useful, please give me a thumbs up. Share it with someone who you might think would like this video. Please subscribe to my video, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.